Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates. I am Adanna Combie, and as promised, we're having conversations straight ahead with Miss Sharlene Findley-Stewart. She is a therapeutic counselor in the Division of Health, Wellness, and Social Protection. We are in World Mental Health Month, or we're celebrating World Mental Health Day, rather, in 2023. And so we're going to be talking a little bit about the importance of good mental health and mental health practices, and whatever Miss Findley-Stewart is going here to share with us today. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, and thank you for having me here on the program. And as you mentioned, today is World Mental Health Day, 10/10 as is being talked about. And our theme for this year is mental health is a universal human right. Now, when you hear those words, you wonder what is it speaking about? But it's really trying to encourage persons and to educate persons that mental health, everyone has a right to a healthy mind. And we need to encourage persons in terms of how they interact, how they treat persons, and how they value the mental health. Because if your mind is not prepared, your body will not be healthy.
That's right. That's right. It's very important, of course, to be stable and have a good foundation where your mental health is concerned. What type of support how do you assess your mental health? How do you know? Like, for instance, I mean, I can observe from somebody else's standpoint, but how do I know that I'm having a mental challenge or a mental issue that I would probably need support for?
Well, usually it's very tricky because the way we interact daily, we become so accustomed to that behavioral pattern. So we think it's normal. But sometimes if you have an experience where it is you feel overwhelmed today, or you feel a little down today, or you realize when you're interacting with persons say, they comment about the negative behavior that you're displaying towards them. Those are keys that there might be something a little off that you may need to focus on. Now, when we hear mental health, we usually think about psychiatric, but mental health can also be everyday interactions where you have low energy and low focus. So what you can do is just call someone, call a professional, and just ask, these are the questions that I have, and these are the feelings that I have. And can you tell me, is there something that I need to work on, or is it that I'm okay?
Right, and it's important to have a strong support team to
Yes.
help you through mental challenges. And as you're right, because especially initially or culturally, people think that when you talk about mental health, you're talking about the psychiatric aspect of it, when it really could just be that you're overwhelmed,
Yes.
that you have so much going on, and you just need some level of support. So, what is the division doing in terms of like, what do you have planned for today, or in terms of activities, whether it's in-house, whether it's, open to the public? What kind of activities you will have ongoing today?
Well, today we're having, we call it a fun day. So we get towards persons in the building where they're going to start from about 10 o'clock, where we're going to have games, activities, health assessment, mental health assessments, to help persons understand who they are as an individual and know that you don't have to feel bad about the way you feel, and that there is support there to encourage you. Now, if it is you're from the general public and you do pass in the building, you can join in the fun. So we're not going to exclude you from it, because mental health wellness is for everyone.
That's right. And what is really striking about this is that in the workplace, especially where it's very demanding, where you have to meet deadlines, where you have tasks to complete at a certain point in time, and it seems as if it's just so overwhelming. So I like the fact that there's an opportunity for you to relax,
Yes.
where you can, connect with your colleagues at work, and you don't have to worry about the burden of having to meet a deadline today,
Yes.
or to submit a task or an assignment. And that is one of the things that we really need to pay attention to. And if you'd ask me, something you need to pay attention to in terms of giving people that time to just take a breather. And so tell me why exactly that is so important, that we take our time out, especially in the workplace.
Well, we know as individuals we work hard and we go non-stop. And what we're trying to encourage and educate persons is that it's always good to take a break. Take time out. And what we're trying to educate and enforce in the building, because we're trying to do a lot more activities going forward, is encouraging staff that you don't have to work 24/7. You need to take time for your mental health. As we know, we will go to the doctor to check up, to make sure that everything is okay to our body, but we fail to do checkup on our mental health and our wellness. And as I mentioned before, if your mind is not prepared, your body will fail. And because a lot of times we have illnesses and we go to the doctors and they do checks and we realize it's not your body, it's actually your mind that is not feeling well.
And I was actually going to touch on that again, because of course it does really affect your body. Sometimes when let's say you're exhausted, you're mentally exhausted, right? Your body feels it as well. You feel exhausted. You start to get dark circles under your
Yes.
eyes and stuff like that. So those are some of the signs that you would see when your body is responding to your mental state. What are some of the other signs you can look for in your physical body that connect with your mental state?
You can have a eating, I wouldn't really say disorder, but you might be changing
Challenge.
your eating patterns. Sleeplessness. You might be having problems sleeping. You're getting up and you're wondering, you feel so anxious about things. Those are issues. Then, of course, you might have the way you might get up. You might feel a little lazy, but you might be thinking, why do I feel so lazy? And you beat yourself up. It just might be that you're low today. Even the way how you interact with persons, as I mentioned before. So these are different things that you need to focus on because you would know yourself. Sometimes we're in denial because we don't want to believe that something is wrong. But as I said, there's nothing wrong with doing a wellness check. Just making sure that everything is okay with you.
That's right. And as you said, there is a taboo, there's a stigma connected to mental health. And it goes back to you talking about the psychiatric part of it because people think mental health means, for lack of a better term, or a cultural term, that you're crazy or you're mad. But that is not what it means, right? It just means you need to pay attention to your mental state.
But as you mentioned, that I want to bring to attention that we don't like to use the word crazy. Persons have different levels of mental health and challenges, and we like to encourage persons that word has a stigma attached to it. And when we use it to persons, even if they're not on the extreme or borderline, it kind of makes them feel as if they have a deficiency. It creates triggers, and then they don't look forward to going for help. And one of the things we try to encourage, because a lot of challenges, especially in Tobago, men don't see the need to check up on their mental health. And we're trying to encourage more of that, letting them know that there's nothing wrong with it. Because you are the leaders. You are the ones who have to take care of your families. You have to work. And if you feel that your mind is not prepared, you're going to affect the home. And the good thing about it, we do have some more men coming in to get some checks. They said they feel overwhelmed, things are not working out well. And they want to know what's wrong with them. And we applaud them and we encourage others to come forward because we want a healthier Tobago. We want persons to understand that the division is here. There are even private practice on the island for persons who don't want to come into the office, but you can get that help that is required. And if not, you can even do it online.
Yeah, and I like the fact that you said that men are actually coming in now because there's a stigma. You appear weak as if when you go for help, when you go for that type of support, people call you out as being weak, but it isn't. It actually takes a lot of strength to overcome that stigma and to take that step to get your help. Now you mentioned that they can come into the division. What types of support, or how does one access the services that you will provide in terms of support for mental health?
Well, you can come into the division. We're open Mondays to Fridays, 8 to 4 p.m. You can come into our office at Glenwood, the new fancy building, 5-story building inside of Glenwood. You will see the big sign on the building. So once you come into there, you can come in, come to the top floor, interact and come to the Community Mediation Center office and tell them, you would like to make an appointment to see a therapeutic counselor, and we'll take it from there.
Okay, so you could basically just walk in. Or is there
well, you walk in to make an appointment.
Yes. But is there like a contact number? Or is there another process? Can they find you on any social media platform? What are the other ways in which to contact?
Well, they can contact the hotline, which is 683-8341. They can call that number, and once they get in touch with the number, they can leave a message or make a phone call.
And the thing about confidentiality also, because Tobago is a very small space, and people are very private, especially when it comes to health issues. What is the confidentiality rate like? What is it? Am I sure that when I come in there, my business remains confident?
Well, we try our best to do so. We can't guarantee what other persons do, but we as officers, we try our best to hold to the ethical standards. So we make sure that when our clients come in, we make them comfortable and we interact with them in a level that ensures that whatever you tell us is secure. Typically what we do, and I've told my clients that, is when you enter the building, you have access to come to the top floor. And once you talk to the security and give the information, which is the only persons who will know some idea of what it is you want. So you don't have to tell everyone in the building, I'm coming to seek mental support. Mental support.
Right, and that is very good. And I made that point because I want persons to understand that your mental health is very important,
Yes.
and we're not supposed to shy away. Let us not shy away from seeking assistance when we are overwhelmed, when we feel as if something is wrong. It might not be mental, it could be whatever it is, but at least access all the avenues, all the support that you can get to help you to assess what the situation might be and to bring some level of resolve. And I know you mentioned that men are coming in, and I'm happy about that. But in terms of your actual clients, what is the flow like? Are people really like seriously accessing the service? Are they getting results and stuff like that?
Well, it made me smile to that because the irony of that is that we need a mental health day.
Which is
because
today.
because we do have an influx of persons coming in for assistance,
Mm,
and I must say we are busy.
right.
So for us today is an exciting day as well.
Yes,
So
I'm
we get a
sure.
day to distress as well and have some fun. But we do make ourselves available to our clients. We try our best, and we're few, but we're mighty. And we try to encourage persons to know that it's not an immediate, it's not you're going to walk in and you're going to automatically get assistance today because of the workload,
Right, right.
but you will get assistance. So don't fear that you come in and think that we're not going to help you. Once it is that you need your required help, we would be available to help you. And sometimes we go over and beyond.
I'm sure.
And so because for us, it's not just about the money, it's about ensuring it's a better Tobago because we want to break the stigma of what mental health, what people view mental health, and we want persons to understand that we are a support team and everyone needs mental support. So that's what the encouragement we're trying to do with the division. We're trying to change the dynamics, and we're hoping that persons understand it's not the neighbor on the block telebusiness because
Right.
that's not what we're about. We are professionals. We try to ensure that our clients receive the best service possible. And I do hope that my clients will listen. I hope I really have done you justice. And those who are coming forward know that we have team members who are willing to assist you because we do children as well. And we do have a male counsel on board for those men who may not want to speak to a female. So we do have a male counsel on board as well.
That's good. That's good for the balance. And you were going on and you were talking about the importance of the mental health and that you wouldn't restrict somebody. And I just want to go back to the theme this year, which says mental health is a universal human right. Once you're a human being, mental health is your universal human
Yes.
right. Right? You have a right to a stable mental capacity and mental health. So the support that is being provided by the division is really, really, really important. And if you feel as if you need a help, please access the help that is available to you. Today they're celebrating Fun Day in the office. They're
Yes.
going to be playing games. Tell us some of the activities that you'll be doing in the office today.
Well, we'll be doing some mind games. We'll be doing puzzles. We'll be doing I forgot the name of the game. It's almost like the one where you go on the ground and move your hands and twisters.
Twister, right?
Yes. We have a team that will be playing Uno. We have the enthusiasts who will be playing some all fours. But so it's different types of games. Ludo, Scrabble. Yes, we really.
Right, so it's going to be a whole interactive type thing at the division today. So, I mean, if I wanted to come into the division today, I would want to come and peep to see what you're all doing because it sounds like a lot of fun. And as I said earlier, it is something that you look forward to. You look forward to days like today, days where you would relax. If you look at the different seasons, when divisions have relaxed days, it's the day you have the most participation. And from my observation, I noticed that after you've had these events, the productivity rate increases.
Yes, it does because I think the break in the momentum kind of builds back renewed energy. So we're hoping that tomorrow people be more energized to work, not to kill them, but more energized to work. And so Division of Health can be recognized as a good division. We want to keep that standard.
Yes, and I really, really appreciate all the support. So tell us again, you can just walk in,
Yes.
let the security know you're coming to access
the services. You can tell me coming to the Community Mediation Center.
Community Mediation Center.
Yes, and once you come up there, we will take it from there.
Okay. So is there anything else you want to say in closing about importance of a healthy, a good mental health state and the theme and your support system like that?
Well, I want to encourage persons to support each other. Don't discredit your family members' feelings. Don't discredit your friends' feelings. And encourage them that, you can talk to them. You can encourage them. You can be a support to them. You can be a good friend and letting them know that I'm there for you. Of course, there are cases where it might be a little bit more than is required of the person you're speaking to, and that's where the professionals come in. So have no fear. Help is always there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Sharlene Findley-Stewart. Thank you so much for joining us here on the program today and talking about World Mental Health Day 2023, October 10/10, and all the activities that are taking place there at the division and the importance of having a sound mental health. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go to a break before we continue conversations. But of course, this is your invitation to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be back.